In this video, we're going to be going over how emotional releasing can help greatly with the fear of abandonment and just not being able to trust your partner or the fear of being cheated on, that whole spectrum. We're going to be discussing in this video how we can start to overcome that and transcend that with the tool of emotional releasing. Now, if you're new here, my name is Dr. Sean Golden, and welcome to Golden Mind Method. And in this channel, I give you the tools and the skills necessary so that you can start releasing the garbage that is stored in your brain in the form of these negative emotions that end up running us like programs. Now, again, in this video, we're going to be pinpointing or honing in on this one issue that's very prevalent in many relationships. And that's the fear of being cheated on, the fear of abandonment, and just the fear of not being able to trust your partner. Now, if you have a very valid reason, like your partner has already cheated on you and stuff like that, then it may seem to you that you don't have any choice over that fear or not because it's already happened in this relationship, so you constantly have that fear. Now, that might be the case for some of you, but for others of you, your current relationship might be okay. You might not have a valid reason not to trust your partner, but what you do have are experiences from the past of being cheated on, or being abandoned, or being betrayed in any form. And because you've lived through that, you're kind of subconsciously taking that with you into this current relationship, and your past is acting as a trigger or a program so that you automatically feel that fear or distrust in this relationship, even if you don't have a reason to. And that's what I mean when I say that emotions run us like programs. It's not like you're choosing to be afraid. It's not like you want to not trust your partner. It's not like you choose to feel these feelings of abandonment or worrying about being abandoned or being betrayed. It's not a conscious decision. It's an automatic subconscious trigger or program. And what it is you've had previous life experiences. And those previous life experiences are acting as reference events, reference experiences to your brain that's informing your brain that it should be afraid in this situation too because of what happened in your past. But what most people don't know and have never been taught is that it's possible to go back to your past, bring up those emotions fully, those suppressed emotions that you usually just want to avoid and not deal with. But no matter how much you avoid and don't want to deal with them, they keep popping up anyway. That's what suppression does. That's how it works. But if you go back into your past and you bring those up fully and you learn the techniques to release those emotions, the trigger disappears, the program disappears, the reference experience disappears. So what happens is your brain still remembers the events that took place intellectually at a factual level, but when you think back to those experiences now, after releasing them, you don't feel any negative emotion whatsoever. The hurt is gone. The betrayal is gone. The feelings of fear and abandonment are gone. And so your brain no longer has those reference experiences. And what that means is that now in the current relationship, your brain will not automatically be generating those emotions in this relationship. That fear won't automatically come up. And that's going to save a lot of turmoil and trouble in the relationship, because when one person doesn't trust the other one because of their past, it ends up creating a lot of problems. One person always has this kind of undertone of slightly accusing the other person, and then the other person has to go on a defensive, and it just doesn't make the relationship feel good at all. So if you can learn to release those emotions, not only will you feel better, but the relationship will be better. It won't have that turmoil in it. And now, if you're a person that has had issues in the current relationship, And that's why you think, well, how can I release this fear of betrayal when he's already betrayed me or she's already betrayed me in this relationship? How can I just release that? And the truth is that you can release any emotion. But often people are resistant to release certain emotions when they think they need the emotions to protect them. But let me ask you, if you really look closely, the fear, and if you look at other relationships, this will probably be even more clear than if you look at your own. But when one person is deathly afraid of the other person cheating on them, the way that they act, their behaviors, their accusatory tones, all of that stuff that comes with that, it doesn't make the relationship better. It doesn't make it less likely for the other person to cheat or anything. So when you really look at it clearly, those negative feelings and those fears are actually not protecting you. Often people think I need my fear because without it I won't be protected. But when you come to look at it clearly, the fear isn't protecting you. Even without the fear, you can take proper action. You can put safeguards into place. You can have open communication with your partner, but everything is going to go a lot better if those negative emotions are not there. That will make the communication even less effective. So yes, even if in the current relationship you have been betrayed, the first step is to decide, are you going to move forward in this relationship or not? Are you going to cut it off because of the betrayal? Or are you going to give them a second chance and move forward? And that's a decision that you have to make. But if you decide to move forward, then it is in not only their best interest, but your own best interest to dig inside you and release those feelings that are causing you to suffer every day from this fear of being abandoned and betrayed. Now, as far as how to get started with all of this, all you have to do to get started is to think to yourself, when in my life have I felt betrayed or deeply hurt or abandoned? Or think to yourself, how am I feeling right now in this relationship when I get worried? And when have I felt that way in the past? The biggest mistake that people make when it comes to emotional releasing is just trying to release their current feelings of fear. But that is a temporary thing almost always, because your mind has reference experiences from the past that are informing it on why it should be afraid in this experience. So if you just try to keep releasing the current emotion, it's just going to keep getting regenerated from your past subconsciously as a trigger, as a program. So you really, really want to go into your past, get to those moments in time in your past, those memories where you felt that betrayal, that feeling abandoned, that hurt, and let all of that come up and release it. And that's how you're going to really start gaining freedom and start moving forward. As far as how to release it, I've given multiple techniques already on this channel. I will link one above right here. This is a form of natural releasing, which is a very effective form. And you can use that in the way that I just described by going back into the memory and dealing with it that way. I teach other techniques. I show a type of tapping technique also on this channel. You can find that above here as well. And that's sort of a more beginner's way to release with tapping, because the tapping kind of releases it for you in a sense. Whereas when you gain the skill of releasing naturally without tapping, it's very, very fast and effective, way more effective than tapping. But that is a skill to train, and you get better and better at that as time goes on. But don't be afraid of trying it and seeing what happens, because developing that skill only takes a few weeks at most, and it will serve you for a lifetime. So I hope that this video is helpful on how to start thinking about this. Don't let these fears control you. Don't let them run you like programs. There are tools available so that you can release them and gain freedom, so that you can feel how you want to feel, not getting pushed and pulled around by your triggers from your past. Now, I hope you found this helpful. I want to let you know also that I am in the process of creating a full-blown online course. It's going to be a master course on emotional releasing. And I don't know of anything like this that's out right now. I'm very, very excited about it. It's not out yet. I'm in the process of building it, but it will very soon go on pre-order sale at a major, major discount. So by the time you're watching this video, that pre-sale might be already out. So make sure you go to the description below and click that link about the pre-sale if you are interested in learning more about this online course, because it's going to show you how to use emotional releasing for so many different areas of life, for anxiety and depression and PTSD and traumas and hurts and grief and loss and procrastination and goal setting. And it's going to cover the spectrum. And I'm stoked for it. So I hope you check it out. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.